Britain is set to have a new Prime Minister, again.
I will work day in, day out to deliver for the British people.
Rishi Sunak will be the third person to hold that title in the past 7 weeks.
It's been absolutely ridiculous. Journalistically, it's been kind of amazing, but the story for the country is a very, very depressing one.
Mr Sunak's in-tray is already piled high. What are his biggest challenges going to be?
In the short term, the fact that we have a new Prime Minister is a good thing. Mr Sunak is a competent, orthodox, fiscally responsible figure. The markets are watching very closely to see what Britain does next, and he is reassuring. The immediate reaction to Mr Sunak's elevation has been a sigh of relief. The pound has strengthened, gilt yields have dropped. So that is good. However, it is just very, very difficult for anyone to both reassure the markets and deliver growth at this point. The two are working against each other. In the medium to long term, his arrival in 10 Downing Street does not solve some of the big structural problems that the country faces. One is the state of the public services, and the National Health Service in particular is really, really straining. So over the summer we've seen winter-like problems in terms of delays for ambulances. The backlog of people waiting for treatment is up to 7 million now, which is extraordinary. And as temperatures drop, sickness gets worse over the next few months. You can expect that to worsen. Schools are another example of where strains exist in the public services. So they have already suffered a real terms cut in spending because inflation is eating into the settlement that department got. Teachers want to see their pay keep pace with inflation. We have energy as another thing which is bearing down on school budgets. He has to kind of keep the country going through the winter. And that may sound overly dramatic, but I don't think it is. We are going to have strikes, we're going to have a health system under strain, we're going to have a recession, we're going to have tension with the Bank of England, and we have the political instability that we've seen already. So those are big, big issues, which will be worsened by the fact that we have to reassure the markets that Britain is committed to fiscal responsibility. Politically as well, a series of extremely difficult decisions now have to be taken. We are going to have to see a combination of tax rises and spending cuts, which will exacerbate all of the issues that I've just described. So he has to walk this very narrow and difficult tightrope between satisfying investors in Britain and satisfying his voters. Because Mr Sunak has to run a party which has proved itself almost ungovernable, because the party is deeply unpopular and likely to become more so as the decisions he is about to make bite, you could imagine yet another round of infighting. And at that point, the calls for a general election, even if constitutionally one is not needed, will become ever more difficult to resist. There is a question of moral and democratic legitimacy, which is already in the air. Another leadership contest would make that almost impossible to resist. Thanks for watching. To read more of our coverage on British politics, click the link and don't forget to subscribe.